Good morning. It is my privilege to be able to introduce to you this morning the kids of Liberty Grove, and they will be presenting a medley of our favorite Sunday school songs.
I'm tired of singing about boring old Bible stories and old men. Everyone's like 900 years old. I'm only 90. And you have many sons. Look at us. More girls here.
Hey, what about us? 3 boys here.
You know what? Devin has a point.
Yes.
I want to sing about girls our age. I want to sing about girl power.
And princesses. How about a queen?
And love. And romance.
Hey you guys, there's a story in the Bible that has all of those things. Has anyone ever heard of Queen Esther?
Wasn't she the Queen of England?
Can I borrow your microphone?
Gather around and let me tell you a story. A long time ago, there was a Persian king named King Xerxes. He fell in love and married a beautiful young woman named Esther. She was a Jew, but he didn't know she was a Jew, one of God's chosen people. Now, the king had an evil chief advisor named Haman. He was really awful. He was very jealous and afraid of the Jewish people. The king trusted Haman. So, when Haman told him to write a decree ordering for their destruction, he listened. So, a gallows...
Wait, you said Queen Esther was a Jew. Queen Xerxes can't order the death of his own wife.
That's right, but King Xerxes didn't know she was a Jew. He was a little bit clueless. So Queen Esther had a choice to make. Lay low and watch her people suffer and die, or go to the king, reveal she was a Jew, tell him about Haman's plot, which might even result in her own death. What do you think she did?
She has to tell him. She has to save the Jews.
Save the Jews! Save the Jews! Save the Jews!
In that moment, when everyone comes together, and suddenly you believe beyond your doubt. In that moment, when everything's so much better, 'cause finally you know what life's about.
In that moment of time, that moment of faith, when you trust in the Lord and His saving grace, you don't know what's ahead, you just know you must stand in that moment. When you believe.
right decision. Deuteronomy 31, verse 6 says, "Be strong and of good courage, for the Lord is with you, and he will not forsake you."
When you're worried, remember these words. When you're afraid, don't forget them. When you're stressed, you will be blessed if you state your faith like this. God is in control. God is in control. God is in control. My God is in control. God is in control. God is in control. God is in control. My God is in control. In every situation, God is in control. It's no exaggeration. My God is in control. Nothing is by chance. God is in control. In every circumstance, my God is in control. God is in control. God is in control. God is in control. My God is in control. God is in control. God is in control. God is in control. My God is in control. It's only have courage. God is in control. It's only have courage. God is in control. It's only afraid. God is in control. The Lord God is with you. God is in control. He will never fail. God is in control. God is in control. God is in control. God is in control. My God is in control. God is in control. God is in control. God is in control. My God is in control. God is in control. God is in control. God is in control. My God is in control. God is in control. God is in control. God is in control. My God is in control. God is in control. My God is in control.
You girls always like that mushy stuff. I want stories with adventure, danger, wild beasts, and sword fights.
Sorry to break this to you, but Star Wars is not in the Bible.
You know what? You're right. Star Wars is not a Bible story. But I know a better story. It has all those things and more. The story of Jonah.
You mean that guy that fell off the boat and got swallowed by a whale? It must be pretty wimpy to do that.
Well, anatomically speaking, the windpipes and lungs of a whale are positioned such that it would be unlikely for it to swallow a man whole. My candidate for the creature that swallowed Jonah would be the great white shark, as in some circumstances has been found containing whole men.
All right. This story is much more than a guy being swallowed by a fish. I mean, shark, well, whatever. But I'm going to warn you. Some of these parts are kind of, PG-13. Still want to hear it? Yeah! Okay. Many years ago, there was a town called Nineveh. It was a pretty rough place. Think Gotham City, 10 times worse and without that. God said that something had to be done about Nineveh. So he ran to his prophet Jonah and said, Jonah, I have a chance for you. You get to go to Nineveh town and point out their evil ways. Tell them to clean up their act so they can become one of God's people, like you. Now, Jonah had been living a pretty cushy life. The idea of going to that nasty place in Nineveh was just more than he could face. So, he catches the next boat sailing in, that direction is Nineveh, that way!
Yeah, you noticed. God sees everything. Jonah's in big trouble now.
Exactly. That night, God sent a huge storm. There was rain, wind, thunder, boom, like they crack. And surely the boat was going to sink. Now, the sailors, who were a bunch of boys, not very understanding, figure out that this is no ordinary storm. And since Jonah's the only new passenger on the boat, and it must be his fault. So they throw him overboard. Splash. Now, Jonah tries to swim for a while. The
storm is so bad he has to give up. But God isn't done with Jonah yet. He sends a great fish to save him.
Wait, save him? I thought God sent the fish to eat him. You know, to punish him, not to save him.
Oh, that's the point. If God hadn't sent the fish, Jonah would have drowned. God knew Jonah was running from his responsibility, but he was willing to give Jonah a second chance. Since inside the fish, Jonah realized what he had done. He prayed to God to ask for forgiveness, strength, and courage so he could accept God's plan for him. The fish took him safely back to land, and Jonah headed straight for Nineveh.
But when the Lord said, Jonah, will you work for me? He ran from responsibility. Not he, yes he, oh no, oh my, oh me. Jonah, I want you to go to a place called Nineveh town and tell those people in their evil ways that they better stop fooling around. Well, Jonah didn't venture a go. Not no. Because he didn't want the people to know. Not know. Because they were the enemy of Israel. And a big bad bitter fool. Oh no, not he. Yes he. Oh no, oh what? Oh me. Well, the tale of a whale is a whale of a tale. It's the story of the deep blue sea. About a fish and a man named Jonah, who was a lot like you and me. Oh, Jonah was a prophet, you see, I see, and a very fine man was he. Was he? But when the Lord said, Jonah, will you work for me? He ran from responsibility. Not he, yes he, oh no, oh my, oh me. Well, the tale of a whale is a whale of a tale. Just listen and you will see. Now the Lord loves all of his children, and he speaks to you and me. Shooby-dooby-doo-wah.
Esther and Jonah were so brave. They knew just what to do and how to act. I'm too shy to do housework. I'm just a kid.
Does anybody remember the play table for 5,000?
I think I was gone that Sunday.
Okay, let me refresh your memories. One day, Jesus was on a hillside teaching. Word quickly spread about the great healer and teacher, and a huge crowd began to form. Thousands of people. Everyone was mesmerized by what Jesus had to say. He continued to preach on and on, hour after hour.
Like Pastor Jeff?
No, Pastor Jeff is a good preacher, but this event was huge. Jesus' disciples were there thinking they were all pretty important, but instead of truly listening to Jesus, they started to fuss about things like,
I wonder which one of us is the greatest.
and
What do I have to do to be the best disciple?
as the sun started to set, the disciples started to worry about how they were going to feed all those people in the crowd.
How are we going to get enough food?
And
It's going to take a huge amount of money to feed all these people.
who was it that stepped up to help Jesus feed all those people? Who had faith that through his willingness to share, Jesus would perform a miracle? Was it Peter? No. Was it John? No. Any of the disciples? No. It was little Benjamin, the boy with the basket of 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish. It was Benjamin that would set the stage for Jesus to tell his disciples, I am the bread of life. Those who come to me will never go hungry.
If you really think that so deep. Everyone I see is smarter than me. Everyone is strong and twice as fast. Everyone is richer, more talented and prettier. I think I'm the worst in the cast. When I feel this way, that's when I remember there's a promise I know God will keep. God will stay beside me, God will always guide me, for my boat is small and the sea is so deep.
I would like to do God's book too, but I think I would feel better if I had my friends with me.
There are lots of stories in the Bible where God uses friends to help each other out.
Yeah, like Cain and Abel. Oh, wait, that's not a good example. Jacob and Esau? That didn't end so well either. How about Joseph and his coat of many colors and his brothers? Are there any stories about friends sticking together in the Bible?
Yes, remember Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego?
Abednego?
Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego were 3 young Jews who lived in the country of Babylon under the reign of King Nebuchadnezzar.
God bless you.
No, that was his name, Nebuchadnezzar.
It's a good thing I don't live in Babylon, because I can never remember all of these names.
King Nebuchadnezzar had a 9-story high golden statue of himself erected right in front of his palace. He decreed that all of the citizens of Babylon must bow down and worship the idol whenever they walked by.
Bow down and worship
The king's spies noted that Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego were not following the decree. The king was enraged when he found out.
I'm enraged!
He ordered that Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego be arrested and brought before him. Still, they refused to worship the idol, saying,
We will only worship the one true God. Then you will die!
King Nebuchadnezzar ordered the execution furnaces be 7 times hotter than usual, and Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego be bound together and tossed into the fiery furnace. Well then, something very strange happened. King Nebuchadnezzar bent down to take a good look. Then he bent down to take an even better look because he couldn't believe what he saw.
It is hot. Woo! In the furnace, man. It is hot. In the furnace, man. It is hot in the furnace, man. This furnace is cool. Cool, cool, cool. This is cool.
today. And what have we learned?
Put your faith in God like Queen Esther.
That God will forgive us and even give us a second chance if we run away from responsibility, like Jonah.
That even kids can do God's work like Benjamin.
That God gives us friends so we don't have to face scary situations alone, like Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego.
And the most important thing we've learned today is...
Our